When's the next fight? Probably between a March. So. Oh, this has sounds and everything.
Oh yeah.
Is that telling him it's
Waterboy
ready?
songs, yeah.
Oh, that means it's ready. Yeah.
I took it at 5.
What temp's that right now?
Need a tool.
It was 550 when I started singing. Yeah, I said at 550 and the lowest is 250. Okay, I'm fighting in around somewhere between March or April.
That's soon.
We gotta, yeah. I mean, fighting wise is down the street because if you think about it, it's nothing around. It's a fight comes like 2 months. Oh fuck! I forget my
Cat. Use the jar.
I didn't put water. That's how dumb I am. I got water here. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. The app is really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few players' stats. You can play Prize Picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Best of all, Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you will get $50 just for playing. Use promo code Chito and download the app now. Yeah, so right now I'm like my training is ramping up pretty good. So I'm start to getting like pretty dialed in with all my diet, my training, starting to sparring. But most importantly, like my long distance running, lifting pretty heavy, and just like getting my body pretty consistent.
Do you think smoking hash helps with your lung stamina?
I mean, when I go for a long run, I do take either a dab or I take 0.4, 0.3 of mushrooms.
Nice, nice.
I don't like to cross path. Like for example, I feel I can smoke a dab or a joint, get high, enjoy my moment, and after I can take mushrooms, but I will never smoke after I eat mushrooms.
Oh yeah, no, not.
Even if it's a small dose, even if it's like 0.2, 0.3, I feel like it kind of like they fight each other.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
100%.
science says, but to me mushrooms are like good for my brain. I feel like they keep the blood flowing in places that it's not going because of stress or trauma. And when I say trauma, it's like punching trauma, stuff like that. And from what I have read a lot from like legit doctors and stuff like that, is like the microdose actually help you with the brain health, with kind of like with sinking down to like kind of like with the roots of yourself. You know, sometimes we get trapped in so many bullshit, social media, where our careers are going, and I feel like mushrooms for me, like I don't use it as a, I would say as a drug. It kind of like, oh yeah, I do mushrooms. For me, it's like I'm really trying to like get my spirit solid and almost like
medicine.
sit and exactly, you know, get barefoot in the grass and just, you know, think about what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, what I want in life, and
so 0.4 though, you're saying. So it's a little bit more than a microdose for you, huh?
Yeah, like I really like go. It take me to a place like I feel I see the good in my life. I see also where things are not going well, or like if I look back, I'm like, okay, why some of these fights are not going my way? I'm losing by a close decision. Like it almost just bring me back to like something that I wanna do and how I can do it better. And this year, I would say like at the beginning of the year, I kind of quit everything. I quit smoking hash and I quit mushrooms.
But it didn't work out?
Like
you were like, I can't not.
no, honestly, I experiment.
No, for sure, I've done it too.
I'm gonna stop and see if this almost like set me off for better. And I almost felt that it was my spirit got a little weak. Like, because the way, and I always tell people, the way I smoke weed, yes, I've been smoking my whole life, but I don't promote it like, you know how people sometimes make a bad job and just making it all about weed?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I like to almost like fuck with the people that is like, this is done well. This is clean. This is made with love, and we believe on the good consequences of like, getting high sometimes and enjoying your time or
Yeah.
taking a break from the normal. And I stopped, and I really felt like that almost changed me in a way. And even my
Yeah.
training, I kind of like changed it.
When did you start smoking? How young were you?
The first hit I took off a joint, I was 13 years.
Okay, so yeah, you were a lot younger than me. I was like 18 or something.
And I was like, yeah, I got really high. Like I was like on real drugs.
For
And
sure.
I have never do cocaine.
You say you were on real drugs?
That's what
I
felt
felt
like.
like,
Oh, okay.
I felt like I was on a movie. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, like everything around me was just magnified. I was just like, I'm fucking fried right now. And this happened with one of my friends from my neighborhood. He got kicked out of school, so he went kind of like to a shitty school. His dad went like, fuck you, I'm gonna send you like to a shitty school.
Yeah.
And he met, of course, a lot of weed smokers there. And he was like 2 years older than me, and we went to skate. And he's like, hey, dude, we have a joint. And I was like, ooh, I'm cool with cigarettes, but fucking a joint? I'm like, those are drugs, bro. And he's like, no, this is like, it's good. It's not bad for you. And I was like, okay. So I take a puff. Nothing happened. And then on the second puff,
Yeah.
I cough heavy. And I went, oh.
I
this
get it.
is being high. And then we went for a walk, and then we went to this guy's house, and then, dude, it was like fucking dazed and confused. We all were laying down on the ground, just looking at the roof, and just like, we spent like 45 minutes just like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they were like, you're okay? I'm like, I guess so. Okay. And my parents were out of town, so I
Yeah.
knew going back home it was just me. No one's waiting for me. No one's gonna smell me. And then I got home, took a shower, and was just like, wow, I wanna get high again. And
Yeah.
since then, I mean, I've been smoking.
So ever since you were 13?
Yeah, I take breaks here and there. Like, my breaks are more like, I try not to smoke before training, like before fighting training. If I'm gonna wrestle hard, spar hard, something like that, I go sober because I'm gonna fight like that. If I'm going to lift weights, go for a run, or go surfing, or whatever is not fighting but it's still on my cardio protocol, I go high.
So you never train for fighting while high? Like never, or just most times?
I have done it. Like, I have done it a bunch of times, but I do almost never because I'm not
Because
gonna
you want to
smoke-
be the same mindset when you're
I'm
in
not
there.
gonna
Yeah.
smoke before I jump in the locker room.
Yeah.
Or before, or when I'm in the locker room. I mean, I guess a puffco, I can bring a puffco in and just take a hit.
What's the rules now? Can you have THC in your blood right now, or like I'm saying when you go to a fight? And
A
shit?
while ago was you have to stop smoking the week off.
Okay.
The only day that you cannot smoke is the day of the fight. But I also believe that they fully changed it now, and it's like you can always smoke. I heard.
So theoretically, if you wanted to go in there,
Yeah,
blades.
Chito hitting the puck
I'm not
next
suggesting
time.
it. You know, I'm
Right.
just saying.
Well, but fighting is this is also the thing that I will go. Fighting is so gnarly that before training, even if you get a little too high, which it happened for me in the past, like I'm like, oh, I took a big hit and I gotta go to the gym now.
Yeah.
You can fight through it, but just imagine you get a little too high before a fight.
Yeah.
You are already paranoid. You're already scared. Now you adding a little more. I don't know.
No, I know. Yeah.
But I saw this Muay Thai tournament that people were smoking in between rounds.
That's dope.
But I was like, it's cool, but it was also like that looks silly because they were kind of like fighting, but they weren't like really trying to kill each other. I'm really trying to kill you.
Yeah.
In one
Why weren't they going
I
after
think
it?
because it was more like a show. It was
Okay.
more fucking around kind
For the
of.
fun.
There's one also called for jiu-jitsu high rollers that they smoke
Oh.
right
man.
before the
Right
match
before they roll, yeah.
or in between the match. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but that kind of like take the seriousness out of
Of course.
fighting. So
If that's what it's about, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
so I want to keep it more like, I would say, professional.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get it, but kids,
Are there professional fighters that fight in those other tournaments?
no. If you're in the UFC, you can go anywhere.
Okay.
So
Well, yeah,
that's-
I guess that's real. Danny ain't letting you guys do none of that stuff. Yeah.
So that's why, like, because, like I say, I get it. I know how to handle this, and sometimes like 15 days before a fight, 2 days before a fight, kind of like sober up and just, fully dialing into like a gladiator.
Oh, you'll go a
mindset.
couple days without blazing?
Yeah, like
Okay.
I normally do 20 days or 2 weeks,
Okay.
just to like get on that, because you gotta get in a fucking crazy mindset.
Have you ever? I don't know if this is a conspiracy or not. Yeah, it's always yelling.
I like that. That's funny.
Have you ever heard or ever considered that Conor McGregor might have been eating mushrooms a lot of his fights?
I know guys
They
that
eat mushrooms
they
during the
fight in other promotions that they went. I mean, a guy told, I won't say his name, a guy told me that he took 4 grams before a fight, and I'm like,
Would that be illegal or?
Can they test for that?
no, you can. But I'm like, bro, 4 grams is
There's
heavy.
a lot.
Did he
That's-
win?
Yeah. But my thing is like, a lot of people also, they're posers, right? They want to tell you,
Yeah.
they will tell you some fake shit.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I fucked 20 girls last night. I'm like, okay, I don't
Even
know.
the fighters are fake like that.
I know a lot of guys that
Man.
will lie, but you know what I'm saying. Like sometimes guys will talk to show up, and I'm like, because I like mushrooms, and I can take half a gram and go train, or even a fight. But I'm like, do you really took 3 grams, or you just telling me that? Because 3 grams is a fucking heavy dose.
But there's for some people that's like a normal thing though.
That's
and
true
it's
too.
like, damn, yeah. That's for me. That's always been a heavy.
That's
Fighting
heavy.
For me,
4 is too
yeah.
heavy.
I
No.
haven't do a big dose. I will and I want to, but the day I do it, I'm gonna do it with like someone that actually understand. Like he will like sit next to me. I take them, and he will stay with me through.
Yeah.
At least for my first, I wanted to be like that, because I feel like if I were to do it
How
when I was
many
younger,
have you ate at one time before?
like a gram.
Okay. So you've went a little bit, but you haven't really.
I haven't really like.
So you haven't had it where it's just thick, just.
I had that on. I know what you're talking about. I had that on like a lower dose. Like everything is zooming, colors.
Yeah, everything's
Magnetized.
waving, things are bubbling out.
But I have to do that while I do a long distance run.
Yeah.
And dude, it's almost like you get fucking some.
Some
4x4.
of the runners' highs that I've gotten before are similar to like a
Insane, yeah.
mushroom high because everything's moving so fast, and when you stop, everything's just.
Yeah, like for
Still like
running, I
that.
do bigger doses. Like I have these caps that are like 0.2 each, so I take 3 or 4 of those,
It's
and you
still
That's
nice.
feel
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
like, especially like towards the end when it started getting hard, bro, you just go fucking boom, and I feel like that translate when I'm in a fight and shit's getting hard, and I just go, I can feel the zooming coming, like zoom, and I'm like, oh, I just fucking evolved to Super Saiyan right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking eat you alive, but I like it.
Do you think for you is it at all? I know like somebody like Rampage, it takes him to get hit damn near to where it turns something on, or like a Chris Lieben back in the day.
Right.
Like he
I
couldn't
mean-
hardly fight until all of a sudden he got knocked a couple times, and then he goes dumb and starts.
Because they're brawlers.
Let's
They
go.
go like, okay, kick my ass, and then when you're like almost falling off the cliff, now you fight for your life, and sometimes great shit happen afterwards. But that's not
a
you
crazy
gotta
way
you
to
gotta,
fight.
you
but
gotta that's a
but
short
still, I
career.
think there's a translation of because I'm sure to turn it on in the ring is a thing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then also to know when to not just put yourself in danger.
Yeah, you have to like almost know when to flip the switch. Like, for example, like with me, it's like a lot of people recently like, oh, you start too slow. I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm starting what's coming. Because I can just say, fuck you, swing at you, and the other guy take a step and boom,
Yeah.
sleep. I'm like, now what? So I don't really pay attention to the narrative. I'm more like,
You're feeling it
I'm
out, yeah.
cooking you. I'm like, I'm seeing, I'm blocking. I got great defense. I'm like, most of the things are landing on my arms or elbows. And I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe that run he throw more.
Yeah.
But second and third, I'm going to, just turn it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I get critics for it, but I feel like, fuck, that's the way I know how to fight.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm sure it's
a hell of a way to live.
It's a fucked up way to live. Like, a lot of people tell me, like, dude, how cool. I'm like, I don't know if it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure in a lot of ways it's amazing.
I mean,
but yeah, I'm sure that there's some parts
It
of
get me
it.
to know people I really admire. It get me to places I would probably never been, because somehow everybody likes a fighter. I've been on many places, and it's like, there's a surfer, there's a singer, there's a chef, but people want to ask the fighter what it's like to do this or that.
Because I
interesting.
think there's an order of it
Because
too.
you can kind of figure out why someone would want to be a chef or be an actor or be a surgeon, but getting hit in the head for a living,
it's heavy, right?
That's hard-headed.
Fuck, I know, yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
But it's amazing.
What about you guys? Like, how this started? Because this is fucking good.
Oh man, just
goes deep. I'll let him tell whatever.
always just was a big fan of hash, and it just somewhere out of nowhere, the BHO scene was hitting real hard, and the flavors were like no one had ever tried before, and just wanted to start making hash. I kind of always was into hash though.
So you always been into it. I get to know hash. My first ever experience with hash, it was like the European hash, the brown one.
Yeah.
My friend, a really close friend of mine, and few other of my friends, they were older than me, and they went to Spain. I remember I think they went to study. They went to do like a course, like they were like on college, something like that. And they spent a few months out there, and they come back eventually, and one of them brought like a big bowl of hash. How I brought it, I have no idea.
So is it bubble or was it?
Yeah, it's like old
bubble?
Moroccan.
Yeah, Moroccan,
European
bro.
hash.
It was like a, bro. It was huge.
That's the kind of hash I smoked forever.
It was a thing. It was a thing that you could even play soccer with. And we were in a car, and he's like, "You want to smoke a joint with hash?" And I say, "What the fuck is that?" He say, "Hash is like a lot of weed in once." And I was like, "So I asked, it's just stronger?" And he said, like, "Yeah, it's like very strong weed, but it's nothing different." I was like, "Are you sure there's no chemicals in there?"
That's what was my question first too.
question.
And he was like, "No, bro, it's just weed. It's like this much of weed made it in here." And I'm like, "Okay." So I took a few hits of it, and we're in a car. Bro, I went like this. And I was like, dude, is that fucking... Like, I really felt like I went to the hospital and they put me like a shot to like calm down
Some
and
morphine or
open a
something
surgery.
crazy.
But I was feeling great.
Oh,
I was like good high.
Yeah.
And he was driving, looking back, and he was laughing. He's like, dude, you got high. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm high. And then we get to this other friend's house, and I was like, I told him, like, you go. He's like, what do you mean? We came to hang out. I'm like, I'm gonna just stay here for a while. And he went inside. They probably ordered pizza, some shit, and I was just like, literally just melt on the seat and just like, oh, fuck. And then eventually get up and went to the house, and they were just laughing at me. They was like, dude, how you laugh? I was like, dude, that thing's like...
Dude, I'm still getting that way with all this hash. Like, it's
Same
just
here. I
tearing me
think what I
down.
like about me is like, I do smoke it often, but I always try to make put less hash and on a decent level of heat, so I can take not just one big, but I'm able to take 3 or 4 smaller.
Oh yeah.
And I don't feel like build that next level tolerance that I have to like really burn a huge piece of hash.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, because I feel like in some way still like low tolerance is better for an athlete. Like, smoke often,
Probably
but
so.
don't smoke like until you're like fucking mom.
Low tolerance is good for everybody. The medicine's more effective.
Yeah.
You know?
I got homies dude, that they take, I don't know, 20 hits and they just fucking, they can barely talk. And I'm
This
like-
guy does that, but he's fine. He's all good.
But I mean, different industry. He's making
Yeah.
this shit, so
Yeah.
that's fine. Because
Yeah.
you don't. I need to be like, kind of like.
Oh no,
You gotta
yeah.
be sharp.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
can't be hitting. Yeah.
That's what like I'm like. I tell other people like, fuck.
A
Your
lot of
profession
times
is
I don't
fun.
blaze until way off in the day, and then at night, my night shift or whatever, then I'm making some cartoons. I'll take a dab every couple hours, and then, I'll kind of amp it up. You know what I'm saying? So my first one will be a little smaller, then a little
Then the
bigger,
next
and
one.
by the fourth or fifth one, then in the night I'll be like, maybe I'll get a little
that
crazy.
knockout dab.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
towards the end,
Depending.
it's easier to make it a little bigger.
Yeah.
For me, it works like that.
Yeah, I have
And then how the cartoon thing, like when that started, it started together or one bring the other.
No, he already had the Water Boys thing going, and I've been making cartoons just here and there, trying to do whatever, working. I was did a bunch of different stuff, and eventually I was just trying to make some money, but I was also trying to work on cartoons, and I realized, man, I got to figure out something, like something else, and so I pitched him the Water Boys cartoon aspect of this, and he was like, yeah. And so we took it from there, and we've just been running with it ever since.
Crazy though, because when this dude found me, it was like 15 years ago. I was just a kid that worked at a restaurant, and I lived with my Jehovah's Witness parents, my grandparents.
Yeah.
So like I didn't really smoke weed, and the reason why I started smoking hash is because I could kind of sneak it around a lot easier than like a bag of tree. You know what I'm saying?
You can hide that.
Yeah.
A real weed, like actual
Yeah.
flower, everybody knows you're smoking.
Exactly. So I started smoking hash, but this dude, he kind of taught me how to grow weed, and brought me into this cannabis industry at a young age. And then he went on to go do a bunch of stuff in the music industry, and then I got to come and bring him onto my side.
Yeah, he just
set
kept
me loose
he
and I
kept
came
going.
back.
He kept going in directions that me and my crew never even dreamed of. You know what I'm saying? We were like, oh, yeah, hash is badass. Like, damn. And he just kept on going. I went on tour with this metal band, Amur, for a while, and those couple years that I was gone, he just did all shit. And it was like, damn, came back. And
I mean, if you put everything
That
into
was
one
awesome.
thing, you make something, right? And now
For sure.
and now the mix of like,
We just keep making each other better.
yeah.
That's how it
yeah.
It's a
works.
really cool relationship that we've been able
Yeah.
to have
Oh, yeah.
over the years.
and like the music part, they just all came together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I've been
who's the
messing with
music side?
music. I've been messing with music like my whole life, or at least, from a fairly young age or whatever. So I've been doing all stuff. He always wanted to be a rapper. He always said, like the whole time I known him. So
Yeah.
eventually, when we were finally finding an excuse because who doesn't want to be a rapper to an extent, you know what I'm saying?
fine.
Fun, yeah.
So once we finally found
Throw
an
fingers and
excuse
say
to
some
make
shit.
songs about something, it was like, oh, perfect. Now we actually get
We're
to,
cartoon characters, so we can
and
rap
we're
about
cartoon
anything.
characters. We can
True.
Don't
be
have to
stupid
be
if we
like,
want.
you
Yeah.
know.
I mean
That's
that. I
perfect.
mean that's interesting way to see it. Like you're rapping, but it's a cartoon singing.
Oh yeah.
It's like that's an industry that is probably not been explored too many times. Like there's cartoons.
And I think it could expand like the WWE. Like rappers we could beef, we could shoot each other, no one has to get hurt. For cartoons.
True.
The universe could just expand.
Yeah, it's like
Endlessly.
what is that thing that they were doing on the? It was IG or Elon Musk, the multiverse. What was that?
Multiverse.
But there was one
multiverse?
thing going on that they were trying to do like actual fights out there,
Yeah.
Actual fights?
but not actually like cartoon like fight
Oh.
fights.
Yeah.
But who was doing that? It was when all these little fucking like those cats and those shits were going on Twitter, and they
I
cost
don't know
money,
if I seen it.
almost like a Bitcoin type of thing.
I don't. I'm never on Twitter, so I might miss
What
out.
you don't know what I'm talking
I
about?
know the metaverse, but I don't know what you're thinking.
It was metaverse.
Oh, metaverse.
Yeah, metaverse. What did I say? Multiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, yeah, same shit. Like they were trying to do like events on the metaverse,
Yeah.
and have like UFC fights, but I cannot. It's almost like a cartoon. It's a movie. Like I'm pretty sure they know who's gonna win and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like sell those moments as I don't know.
It failed. That's why nobody knows about it.
It felt right.
That's why it must have failed.
We
Yeah.
were trying not to
I think
fail.
Was it Zuck?
Yeah.
It was
Zuckerberg?
sad. Yeah.
That's him, right?
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
the-
I think that didn't win. But this is different because this is actual cartoons. Cartoons
Yeah.
been around for forever.
Yeah, and that's the thing is our theory is, there's one approach to things whereas like focus on one thing, get real strong at it, do that one thing. And then that's obviously legitimate in certain areas or certain arguments, whatever, certain cases. But there's the other reality where nowadays it's almost you have to be multiple things if you want to really be known, if you want to be out
You
there.
want to compete. It's like media is at the same point of mixed martial arts, where you can't just be a jiu-jitsu fighter. You can't
Right.
just be a wrestler.
You gotta be complete.
You got to be complete. And if you want to
Yeah.
do media, you want to be a content producer, and you want to entertain people,
You
it's going to be hard to do.
That's
just
why,
music
so
or
many
just
people are doing
movies.
podcasts because if you got a decent personality, you can make people laugh, forget it.
And you just fucking
By
talk to your
moment.
friends or people you
Hang
like.
out with the people you like, yeah. you
Like
know.
a lot of people ask me like if I do research or have a list. I'm like, fuck no.
No, that's
That
what the
doesn't sound
conversation's
Yeah,
for.
because if I write down like, okay, these guys make the first hash in 2003 and it was color green. So how was the green hash in 2003? I just like to freestyle it and go from there. Like, I mean, like
you're
right.
you're a laid back type dude, yeah. You're not uptight about things for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm not too worried about too many things. Just one day at a time.
Yeah,
Chito,
yeah.
can you pull that black case down? Just so I can see the sound mix.
This?
Yeah, perfect. Just to check the level. All
This is important so you don't get too high. This one right here. And it sings, look.
Dude,
Hell yeah.
That's crazy. You make that thing make a sound.
yeah, that's a Dab Right collab.
Yeah, we pushed hard for that. That was like
Oh,
a dream
yeah.
collab for it.
This is sick. Oh, when you go down in temperature, call you a bitch. That's
Don't look that
funny,
lady.
dude.
That's perfect.
I like it at 500.
Dude, I go in at 450. I'm
And
close.
this thing's calling me a bitch, dude. Dude, I'm gonna punch in the mouth. That's disrespectful.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy funny, dude. This is funny.
So when you train, how often are you training for fighters that you're fighting against?
I mean, for me, it's like when I don't have a fight, when I'm just,
I mean, when you don't have a
Training-
fight, you can only train for.
I'm working on a skill. I'm trying to get my wrestling a little better. I'm trying to like sharpen up my jiu-jitsu. I'm trying to get my punching a little cleaner. You know, like sometimes everybody, natural things like lift up your head in the air and punch, that can get you knocked out. Put your chin down.
And
you
you've
know.
never been knocked out, right?
Thank
awesome.
God. No, my
That's
brother.
dope.
But like all these little things, like
You never been finished?
No.
Man, that's awesome.
And going back to what I do in the off season is like it's just tied it up all this stuff like everybody can punch, right? But I try to like bring your shoulders to your face, kind of like punch in between, punch your way in. A lot of the defense shit, like a lot of back work, like just getting creative with punches to kicks to elbows, kind of like just like when I haven't signed a contract for a fight, I'm working on a lot of skill. I'm just trying to go to the next fight a little better and maintain the same intensity in my cardio, in my power, because I know I can crack. I know I got power, but also if I just sit down and throw one at a time, I'm probably not gonna hurt you. You have to like let it
You
go.
gotta get those combos.
You gotta
yeah.
get going. And there's fights that I go really hard on working on this type of thing, and then on the next fight I'm like, fuck, I haven't do this in a long time. So you almost gotta like bring yourself back and out of things because there's so many things to do.
Yeah. And obsessing over one thing can be good for a little while. So
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
So like for me,
You're real
like
strong at that.
when there's no fight, I'm purely working on skill development and doing a lot of conditioning. Just make sure my gas tank is always there, because
Yeah.
the moment you stop lifting or stop doing conditioning, your power and air goes away. You don't keep that.
Yeah.
So just gotta maintain it.
Yeah.
Like this morning, I was thinking, is that I wake up at 6 in the morning, I do my run, or I do it after the podcast. I
So
was
you
like,
do it every day, or how many times?
on Sundays, it's my long distance running. And Monday through Friday, I do sparring, boxing, wrestling, lifting twice a week. And then on Saturdays, I always have it open in case something was missing over the week. I can be like, okay, if I only wrestle once, hey, let's wrestle Saturday morning. If I only lift once, let's do it Saturday. So like Monday through Friday, I have a pretty good schedule. Saturdays are open for freestyle or just to take it off and give myself a day.
Yeah.
And Sunday, I'm always tired, but it's the day I say, David Goggins is watching, I gotta go.
How far have you let it go since you become professional, where you like took time off?
I have never do that,
That's badass.
and I find very successful doing that. And when I started doing that, I felt like things didn't went my way.
Yeah.
Kind of like a lot of people was like, dude, you train too hard, you're gonna overtrain, you're gonna burn yourself mentally, you're gonna get blah blah blah. And I started like taking a month, 2 months after a fight, and I went, fuck that. I'm gonna fucking train like like I haven't make it until I retire. And I find a lot of success
way better
in
that
That's
that.
way.
what Kobe did. They say Kobe would be in
Look-
there shooting free throws after winning the championship.
Look my fucking, when I went to Joe Rogan 3 years ago, I mentioned that. I talk about Kobe going and doing 100 shots with the right, 100 with the left. So by the time the season comes and those guys start, he's already a million shots ahead.
Yeah.
And I used to keep that mentality until probably before my title fight. Before my title fight, I started training more smart. And I don't blame no one on this. That was my decision because I thought, I'm like, okay, I'm in the highest level, so I'm going to be more smart. I'm going to stop doing my really long distance. I'm going to start like training more, in a way, pretty, but more efficient and smart. And I just felt like I'm not made for that. I'm made for a fucking buy the mouthpiece and say fuck you to the world.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what my soul wants. And I'm back to that.
Yeah.
So now, I cannot guarantee you nothing because, life is a bitch.
It's
But on my next fight, we find out if I'm right or wrong.
That's dope. Yeah. I mean, there's so many elements for what's going on in a fight. Yeah, they're just.
That's what, like, sometimes I try to explain people. Like sometimes my close friends were talking and they're like, dude, you used to, like, clinch more. And I'm like, I get it, but I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's not like just clinch him. Like, the other guy's fucking swinging at you.
Yeah.
And throwing knees and elbows and say fucking.
He used to fight a lot lower caliber fighter too.
Yeah.
Exactly. And back in the day, it was lower fights in the level, guys that probably don't
Just
take it too
punch
serious.
him, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when someone told me, like, hey, dude, I think you need to get on there and kick the legs. And I'm like, and I told a friend, I'm like, okay, let's do that. I'm going to only slap you. Try to do it to me. And I'm like, see? He's not, or even like this. I can tell you, like, dude, I want more of this taste. Do it yourself, motherfucker. Go in there, press the fucking flower, and put some chemicals and make it.
Show me.
You know what I'm saying?
Show me how to do
But
it.
it's just like, life is already fucking hard
Yeah.
to be like telling everybody what they should do better. Like, I don't tell no one unless I really want to tell you
If
something.
I think I might know something, I'll at least mention it, but I ain't trying to force on nobody.
But you know what I'm saying? But gotta be someone that you really care of.
Yeah.
And that you really think.
Oh, I'm probably stupid enough to say if I think I see something, I'd say something. You know what I'm saying? I'm that guy. I'd be that dumb.
I try to just help myself. In a way,
Exactly.
like, if I
Exactly.
love you and I think, like, let's see, I think you're saying this wrong and it's getting but something, I'm like, yo, dude, you gotta be, I don't know, nicer.
Yeah.
But there's other people that want to tell you how to do everything, and it's like,
Oh,
it
yeah.
works like that.
Yeah, no, I don't mind some insights. It's not to say it doesn't annoy me when people say some shit, but I recognize, okay, they might be seeing something that I don't see. So I
Exactly.
try to hear And eventually, either I cut it off at some point, or I'm like, oh.
The way I like is like
Okay,
I
cool.
like to surround myself with people that is better or is doing well or is hungry as fuck and want to get
Yeah.
somewhere because
Oh, yeah.
those people will elevate me.
Yeah.
But sometimes when someone that is not doing much start telling me a lot, I'm like, once I see you doing something in life, I'm gonna respect your
There's a
advice
lot of those
because
out
We got some.
because that's, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, even on the weed industry, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of huge names telling you, like, hey, maybe this and that. And maybe that works. But there's guys that haven't fucking smoke or do. Like, I have never grown a plant. I have never grown one. How in the fuck I'm gonna tell you what I think about your shit?
I feel like you would enjoy it though. If you
Growing
did
it?
Grow a plant.
I asked few of my friends and his partner, which my friend Roddy, he's like a garden master. He can fucking grow. He can shed and something will grow up. He knows how to grow shit.
That's dope.
So I'd ask him like, hey, what about weeds? He's like, yeah, I can help you. And he told me like they're very delicate and blah blah blah. And I'm like, maybe put a few plants because they look cool. I went to a friend's house and he have like a
Yeah.
8-footer, and I'm like, that looks cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is cool.
It is cool.
Super
Maybe you guys show me how to do one. I want one at home.
Alright.
We would love to.
Will you keep
Oh,
it
yeah.
indoor or outdoor?
Either or.
Maybe one in my room.
You just have to have a light for the one inside.
Inside.
Yeah.
Either like
Yes.
look
In your closet, maybe.
my closet is
No,
my
he's
garage.
wanting. He's saying he wants it like a
Like
Christmas tree.
I wanted
A
to
Christmas
look,
tree?
Yeah. Right.
yeah, something like
That's-
that.
That sounds
That's
tight.
yeah. I knew he wasn't meaning I just want to have one just to have one. He's saying it's a
Yeah, like,
decorative
I'm-
piece. You know.
Exactly. That's why I ask how the light look because I'm very
Aesthetically.
yeah. I want it to look cute and nice and cool. So if it's a light that is fucking loud and makes
I don't. You know more about that than me, I guess. At this point, I don't even really mess with the
you grow anymore.
like little outdoors, but I don't mess with the indoor stuff right now myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we can do it
he
outside too.
does.
Yeah, I think it would be a little easier outside.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have that
Have a decorative
that
indoor
indoor
plant.
Christmas tree. You know what I'm saying?
You
Yeah,
just have
that's
to have
true.
lights on it like 18 hours a day.
If you wanted it to not bud,
Yeah.
Or I can put it in my garage because my garage is my closet.
would you want it to bud? Like have buds on it, or just keep going?
I mean, eventually I would like to try my own.
Okay, because when that happens, you got to give it 12 hours of darkness, and then
12 and 12.
12 and 12. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
Who's that voice? Yours?
Cali.
That's Callie. That's Lieutenant Callie, this character right here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lieutenant. Fuck, my character is sick. People don't know about that.
Oh, Chito Bandito.
I have
Yeah.
one, boys. It's coming. What where how the episodes are made? Like it's by episode or is just small shorts here and there?
What do you mean? Like,
We do everything.
What
We
you
made a
guys do
couple
like
skits.
the cartoons?
so of the bigger productions, if we do a skit, we record out the dialogue as best we can, make some jokes, and usually a lot of jokes be popping out as we're recording it. And then I'll take that and I'll go make a cartoon, like the skit out of it or whatever. If it's a bigger production, like this was Lethal Torches,
Or the one we want you in is Hash Cowboy.
so that'll be like a bigger production. So it'll be staggered, I'll be getting recordings from people and then
Oh, nice.
animating the stuff and putting it together. And
So it's like it's from a skit to something pre-produced to maybe something like episodes or a movie.
so the Hash Cowboy thing, we're planning on episodes, so like a series, or at least one season,
Like 10
and-
minute episodes or something.
Yeah,
That's sick.
yeah.
Because, I mean, think about it. That's people is watching always either a
Oh.
movie or
I'm always looking for. I don't even watch enough, like that much TV in comparison to most people, and I'm constantly looking for more of the specific things that I'm looking for. And it's rare that it's like, damn, there's only something that I want to watch.
I like a lot of action shit. Like an episode was like Jack Reacher or
Yeah, I like
Wild
Jack Reacher.
District or
That's
like
awesome.
and they don't. There's not enough of them. Like
No,
there's
there's
one.
not.
There's one. in
Man,
Prime
that's
called
crazy, 'cause there's a
000.
lot of action. I never seen that.
That one's on Prime. That one is sick. It's like it's kind of like Italy narcos and Mexican narcos working kind of together. It's sick. It's episodes. The cop in there, the bad cop, is a motherfucker. You go watch it. I like all the action ones. Like what's the one? The Punisher. Like I'm always looking for shit like that. Like episodes of something going on. And there's a point like Vikings or Valhalla. And there's a point that I went through everything.
Yeah.
What I do, I wait like 6 months to a year and then rewatch it. Like there's one in Argentina called El Marginal. It's this guy that went to jail in Argentina to find like something out. He's an ex-cop. But like this can be like followed to that, like because I feel the episode thing is more popular than the just one movie.
For sure.
What's the one that they grow with and they also make it a series? It's
Which
in
one?
London.
There were the way back in the day.
No, The Gentleman. Have you seen that movie?
The
I think I
Gentleman.
have.
Bro,
I don't think I have.
you're
Either.
fucking out. In The Gentleman, there's a little bit of like music, fighting, and weed growing.
Sounds tight.
And the Gentleman is what it's called.
It's sick.
Who's in
Can you
that?
pull out the trailer of that?
Yeah.
Bro, and it's like
I feel
all
like I'm on
like
Joe Rogan right now.
Oh,
She's got
Can
a
you
guy
pull-
over here pulling it up. It's sick.
it's all like UK accent. It's funny as fuck, and it's like kind of like real aggressive. It's not just funny.
Is it the guy that shaved clean?
No, it's by Guy Ritchie.
Oh, Guy Ritchie. Okay.
So there's a movie, and there's a series of it. The series came second, but the movie is fucking amazing.
I didn't ask for any of this. The title has no practical value. The business is broken. There are holes in the roof. The staff are revolting, and you, brother, are a coke-sniffing cunt.
Allow me to introduce myself. I used to be in business with your father. I have certain interests I need to discuss with you.
How did I miss this?
Yeah, I don't think I ever. I think I might have seen one commercial because I remember him saying something about the
It's sick.
coke sniffing
Comes a
thing.
bit of a shock. Inheriting a house, title. As the new landlord, you will receive a significant amount of money. In return, letting us carry out our activities.
You's like a dick in it. What?
That Asian guy working on the plants is the best, bro.
In the zoo. What do you think, John? I think you should fuck off back to your country house and wank off your spaniel.
This is crazy.
They use the best language in this movie too. Everything is going fuck yourself.
I didn't create this problem. I'm trying to help you deal with it.
No one walks away. And it's down to you to keep him under manners. These are serious people. But they appear to be house-trained. Don't be deceived by the facade.
So in order to stop ourselves being associated with criminals, we are going to become criminals.
We're not criminals, Freddie.
Welcome to the jungle.
It's sick. This is a sick movie.
Lapsank Su Chunk.
Yeah, I didn't.
Missed
Thought you were
that
talking
one.
about something else completely. Yeah.
It's a sick one.
Gonna have to watch that.
And then after the movie they make I think it was one season with like 10 episodes. And it's like same, but the movie is his own like story. Like it's pretty cool.
Which one's better, you think?
I like both. I really
Okay.
enjoy both.
So
But the
that's-
movie is sick. I start with the movie.
Did he make the show as well?
Yeah, Guy Ritchie.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. He puts love into stuff he does. So.
We had a lot of classics.
It was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean that guy have some sick ones, but I was thinking like something like that with that narrative. You can turn that into a cartoon
Yeah.
because just the way
Yeah.
they talk and it's like You gotta watch. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to spoil it. I hate when people do that, but I want to. I want to tell you everything about it.
So are you excited to do voice acting?
I always like to do new things like that. Like that, when you told me, I was like, fuck. I was thinking like, that's challenging.
You're thinking what?
It's challenging.
Oh.
I was
It can
like,
be.
I was like, I have never done shit like that.
You're
I
free
mean,
spirit though, so I think it's gonna be easy.
well, because I don't give a fuck of.
Exactly.
If I fail, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, dude, that sounds like shit. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what you want? I'm like, okay, let me try that. But when I do like, let's say a commercial in Ecuador or for a brand, they make me do radio ads.
So you've already done
So
all
that's
this
like,
then.
but in the radio ad is boring. Like, if you buy 3 chickens, you will make yourself better. So it's like,
Very
it's boring.
robotic, yeah.
But if I can, I don't know, tell you, I'm going to fuck yourself, I'm going to break your teeth if you don't fucking smoke water boys.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I can freestyle that.
All right, yeah.
I can sing, so don't make me sing or rap.
You don't ever want to rap or nothing?
I don't think. I mean, for fun, yeah.
Well, that's all. I mean, you know.
Cartoon rap is supposed to be fun.
It's supposed
I
to be
can,
fun,
yeah. I mean, but I need someone to.
That's one of the beautiful things for us that we're rapping about hash because we don't have to take ourselves so seriously that it's.
I mean,
you know,
when I listen, I'm like Mikey put me into you guys, and when he showed me like this guys is not this is not just like a hash brand. Like he showed me the music and everything. I was like, oh shit, these people are like, they have a full on corporation here. It's like music, cartoons, and good hash. I was like, okay.
we try to put out whatever we do. We try to put out quality. You know, we're trying to put the love in. And there's maybe some songs we didn't put every ounce of love into, but took a lot of songs to put out just to get it to a level where it's like, oh, we're getting comfortable with some of these things.
And people start like to listen it.
Huh?
Like and to create a community around that.
Well, yeah, and you got to keep constantly putting out new stuff as well. Yeah. So with trying to make cartoons, hash, and music, it's like, okay, damn, we gotta.
It's kind of like a cool dynamic to the three of them because music hits everything.
Yeah.
Good wit hits everything.
Yeah.
And the cartoons, who doesn't grow up watching cartoons?
I know. There was a part of me that for a while I was wondering how many cartoons people really liked, because I was thinking, am I just the only guy that's loving cartoons?
I mean, if you ask me, I can tell you on top of my head, like, all like the ones that I grew up watching, and they're like, I still like, if you put it on, I'm gonna sit and watch.
Yeah, which cartoons did you grow up on?
I mean, I'm gonna start with the main ones: Simpsons, Dexter, Cat Dog.
Classics.
I didn't watch that.
Hey Arnold. Cat Dog was
yeah.
funny.
You didn't watch these?
I didn't see a bunch of those two. Yeah, Cat and Dog.
What
and
is it,
Arnold.
Castor? The two Castors. Castores, cascarrabias. I don't know how to say that one in English. Is it two ones that live by the river, the two animals?
Oh, Two Angry Beavers?
Yeah, those ones. Those ones.
That was a dope one.
That was a good show.
The cow and the chicken.
Okay,
Yeah.
I seen.
What's
some
the one
of
that
those,
is the piece of wood? Was in the
Ed,
cartoon?
and Eddie with Plank.
Yeah, that was
I've
Cartoon
seen some of
Network.
those.
I mean, fuck.
Classics.
I think between Nickelodeon and fucking Cartoon Network, all those old cartoons were sick. When they
yeah.
move into like actual kids acting, everything
It's a
went to
little weird,
shit.
yeah.
And now we know they fucking raped them
There's
too.
certain people that there's
Oh,
certain
man.
people that
Allegedly.
did it right. Oh yeah, No. There were certain people that did it right though. You ever watch that Adventure Time?
No.
Oh,
All of the ones with real people, I was like, this is garbage.
No, Adventure
What do you
Time's a
mean?
cartoon, right?
yes, cartoon.
Oh, cartoon.
He's talking
Yeah.
about when they stopped doing cartoons and started doing like
Oh, he started using actual.
Drake and Josh and
Yeah, fuck.
They've
all
always
that.
had those just here speckled in here.
I
And there, yeah.
I never watched those.
There was a
Not-
couple that I. Yeah.
I don't think I even watched one of those ever. I always
entertained a
stick to
couple.
like the actual cartoons. Looney Tunes were sick. All of them.
Did you ever get subjected to the Ren and Stimpy when you were younger?
Which one? Which is that one? The fast
It's
one?
like this little rat-looking dog and a big fat cat.
No,
And then it's just a fucked up cartoon.
I don't think I watched that one. Let me see, Johnny. Or maybe because the translation for English and Spanish, some ones are hard for me to
Yeah.
say them.
Classic.
Oh, it's
yeah, I feel like you had to have seen this imagery.
Didn't they
You
do
know
some, like,
we don't want the pork getting
perverted
cold.
shit?
Gotta stop doing that.
It was like the
Expert wanted to is a joyous
most
adventure the whole
PG,
family will love.
fucked up PG cartoon there was.
Oh yeah, I know this.
You
one.
know
Yeah,
these
yeah.
guys? Yeah.
I mean, the cartoons inside the Simpsons are fucked up when they.
Oh yeah,
cat
they're
kills-
similar to this.
Yeah, that's what reminds me of that.
I think one of them probably got inspired off the other one for their.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
Got to be.
And Siri.
Some weird ass shit.
This is crazy.
I mean, this is like Hills Have Eyes on cartoons.
Yeah. My hats.
That's a pretty hard animation right there.
Yeah, this one was definitely a huge influence for me.
What a joke.
To me.
I don't necessarily animate like that, but it was definitely influential for me. You
Yeah,
know?
because you were deep into it. I mean, there were some. I don't think cartoons today are good. I haven't seen. Because sometimes I watch with my kids, and I'm like,
What about Rick and Morty? Did you like Rick and Morty?
I never get into it. Rick and Morty I started getting popular when I was like, on my last year of high school,
Okay.
and I was like, I don't know if I'm into that shit anymore.
It's been
But,
that
like,
long ago?
Yeah, because when I was in high school, in my last year of high school.
That was like 12 years ago or something, or 14
Yeah,
years?
I'm 32, so yeah, something like that. Because I get out of high school at 18.
My God, that's crazy. It's been around that long.
Because when Rick and Morty were like, when my friends started, were like, oh, this is sick. I was like, I think Dragon Ball Z is way better than this shit.
You thought what was?
Like Dragon Ball Z was better.
What?
Like
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, like I never get too deep into Rick and Morty. I like the images or like the merch of them. Like I would rock it on a tee. But
Yeah.
I don't think I like it to watch it.
Have you gave it much of a shot?
Not really, to be honest.
Man,
Maybe I have to because
I would.
It's dark.
It's just got the full scope. It's horror, it's action, it's comedy, it's adventure. You know, it's
so they
just
put a little bit of everything.
yeah. And this the way that they work with character dynamics. The guy knows what he's doing. Dan Harmon, he really knows.
I'm gonna check it out because the things that started popping out when I was like already like a boy thinking I'm a man.
Yeah. You're trying to get away from cartoons.
But I was still able to watch the other ones you mentioned. Like I can watch Dexter's or Hey Arnold, even the movie. Of
Because
Hey
it's
Arnold.
from your past, though.
Yeah, because when I was the ones that when I was a kid and I like, I can today watch them no problem.
Yeah.
But like the ones that like that one, there's also another one like that. Which is the other cartoon like a newer, like Rick and Morty, kind of like a.
Not Futurama.
I love Futurama.
Okay.
Futurama is sick.
Futurama's classic.
If you
Yeah.
like Futurama, I feel like you should.
I
definitely like
never
Rick and
never
Morty.
give Rick and Morty a chance to shoot it.
A lot of people I find have that going on, and I always wonder why. I could see if it's because so many people got so hyped, and it's like it hits you weird because of everybody likes it and is talking so much, and you're like it almost lets you down because you somehow.
You haven't even get maybe it's that. Even South Park, like I can watch South Park, but I will watch Simpsons or Futurama 1,000 times more.
I used to be completely that way, because for a long time I thought South Park was funny, but I just didn't really get it, like what everybody was
Same.
acting. And then one of their seasons, they like all of a sudden for me their comedy just started switching, where it was like, oh, I get their comedy all of a sudden. These guys,
Maybe
are-
you switch.
These are. It's possible, but for me, I went back and watched the other stuff, and I still didn't get it. So
Yeah,
I
I
was
hear
like,
you.
Yeah,
I mean, I got it, but it was just slapstick,
to me, it's like it's almost like when they do something really fucked up, it's only funny there. Like the in between was just like, you were waiting for something really bad to happen.
Yeah.
Like someone fucking Kenny's mom or some shit like that. Like, oh.
That's
wow.
what it used to be, yeah. And for me, that wasn't enough. Yeah.
I mean, that's funny. Like,
I mean, it's
Your
definitely-
homie's like, dude, the principal is fucking your mom. No way. I mean, you're like, that's fucked up. Because you think about it, if that happened in real life, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I guess that's real.
What's the vision with what y'all are trying to create?
I would say it's
Good question.
multifaceted.
Multiverse.
You get to the
Yeah.
multiverse.
Multifaceted, because you know, there's, for me, and I don't know how much I completely speak for him, but I know he's on a similar wavelength as me of what I'm thinking, is I want to put out art that does good and that offers at least some intrinsic value, not just for entertainment, but I recognize, and I wouldn't want to do it if it wasn't entertaining anyways, but yeah, that's trying to ride that balance of making something entertaining versus valuable, you know. And if you're trying to offer something valuable, it's easy to come off like you're preaching to people, you know what I'm saying, or like, you know what I'm saying, then
Yeah, put love, put love behind what you're doing.
yeah.
But, you know,
So that's a
knowledge in
big
there
part
that
of
you
the
can.
real, for me, in just life in general. That's my real interest, is putting out some value out there and having a good time while I'm doing it. But that is part of the value that I'm putting out there is, man, you want to have a good time while you're doing whatever you're doing. You
Yeah.
want to put the love into it, and that's where you're really going to have the most fun. That's where you're going to develop yourself and have the things to enjoy beyond just, you know, obviously it's always fun to hang out, but if you have something like a podcast to come hang out with somebody and do something, or a cartoon to get together
Yeah.
with somebody and do something,
Togetherness.
it's so much more fun, and usually ends up not imploding like most relationships that are built upon just taking for granted that, oh, I'm trying to entertain myself by hanging out with you.
That
You know
makes
what I'm
sense.
saying?
Just build the right community around you, and just good people that push you to want to do better and
Oh yeah.
create avenues. And I mean, these also create avenues for people, because now new generation is like, dude, we can do good hash. We can try the cartoon thing. I mean, it's not easy. I think you can grow weed faster than you can do a cartoon. Doing a
It
cartoon seems
matters. It matters how much, you know. Like, so with these things, there's no telling for sure how fast I'll be able to do like a full episode, 10-minute episode. But my hopes is to be able to do 2 episodes a month, to be able to get 2 done. And that's kind of hopeful, but it's
20
not
minutes or so,
completely
yeah.
infeasible. And we're going to be doing other stuff as well during that, so it's might not happen. But in that way, you know, I've got a workflow that I can sometimes knock some stuff out really fast.
right.
So-
If you dig deep and just be like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
focus on this.
and not talk to
Basically, he's
anybody. Just stay at the
animating.
house.
I
Doing
mean, that's
cartoon stuff constantly. Not out here
Writing
doing the
jokes
other
and coming recording and working on jokes with people, and
that's. I mean, that's a fun thing to do. I mean, working on jokes with people gotta definitely be fun.
oh
Like,
yeah, and just seeing people come to life too when the voice acting, you know, like certain people come to life more, and it's just it's cool to see people develop something else for themselves as well with
Yeah, I
with
mean,
it
that
all,
makes
you know?
sense.
All of a sudden when you're a voice actor and you see yourself as a cartoon, there's a whole nother dynamic to it, you know what I'm saying? For some people, you know, a
who's
lot of
that?
people ain't championship fighters, so you know what I'm saying? So for them it's like, damn, that's like one of the coolest things I've ever done. So, you know, but
Because things outside. What
you want to hit something crazy?
That's. Let me try that.
That one's wild. I think that's one, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Black on black.
That's really juicy, but if you get enough in there,
Smells good. Have these come out already? Like this flavor?
No, that's just like a little experiment.
we'll experiment, and it was hitting.
I like your dab tool, Chito.
You know, I gotta improvise.
You can borrow one of ours if you
Dabbing's
need.
just like fighting.
Would you say the hash community is like pretty competitive or like supportive? Like,
It's weird because I do think that it's supportive. Everybody wants to have a good time and have fun. But there's also this odd aspect where, like, people want to have things that exclusivity, right? And so, like, how do you make something exclusive while spreading it out and getting people to know what it is? It's
That's
kind of
really
like
good.
it's an oxymoron almost.
Tastes really good.
So I
okay.
find that it's a super interesting market because it's always looking for something new. The hash community, they're always looking for something new, and they all want to support each other, but at the same time, they all want to be first. They all want to have it for themselves, and it's really cool in that way. But it's also just really hard to build something. I feel like in that community, so that's why we kind of started making the art and the cartoons and the music, because it didn't have to be a secret. You know what I mean? Like music, you can share music and it doesn't cost you anything.
Right. Sometimes a lot of people want to like kind of like hide it for a while and kind of like keep it just in just
Gatekeep. Yeah.
and then no one gets to experiment how good or how big can go.
And then when something gets to where everybody's got it, then it's not cool anymore
That's true.
because everybody's got it. So it's just like a weird thing.
But if I feel if you keep making it good, it will
Yeah.
stay it, it will keep it,
It just keeps going.
yeah.
It's got one more, yeah.
I'm gonna try to like I thought I did it, but yeah, I mean a lot of people don't wanna like share their shit, right? They wanna like keep it, but I feel you gotta put it out there. in order
It's
to
well,
make
it just goes along. So for us, you know, it works out because we got more than one thing to offer.
exactly. There's 3 things to offer.
Yeah. So we bring, you know, if we don't have to worry about somebody getting this or somebody getting that, and with the cartoon specifically, and obviously the music, there's something that no one else has, as far as our specific thing, and no one really else in the cannabis scene's got a developed cartoon as well, at least that I know of. Maybe somebody's got one, but in that way, you know, it's definitely something that we have that is allows us to not be afraid of, you know what I'm saying, being boring or being compared to other people. You know, it's like, okay, compare us, it's cool, we got other shit going on as well. So but it's for us, for me, you know, I don't think about it that much, and I don't think he does either. I know that there gets to be beefs in the hash industry sometimes, but you know, if you let that stick with you, then
Why
you end up
not?
promoting their company more than you'd promote yours. You know
Right.
what I'm
I
saying?
mean, yeah, that's true, and that's
Well-
what like that's what the most important about the business is focusing about yourself and what you're doing instead of like fuck the guy or that guy shit, because like you said, you're promoting them at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
If you just mind your business and stay true to your shit, be like, I'm cool. I'm doing right. I'm working. So
That's something that I always wondered about the whole fighting thing, because like I want to be a real positive person towards what I want to do, but even in comedy, sometimes it helps to have like a harder edge and look at things from almost a more negative opinion. You know what I'm saying?
but that's what being competitive brings. Like, you can just be like,
All happy,
oh,
go
all
lucky,
happy,
all
I
the
love
time.
everybody. It's like, no, fuck you. I'm trying to provide for my family. I'm trying to advance myself. That doesn't mean I'm gonna harm you or put people against you, but I'm gonna be so good at this shit that I'm gonna make you quit or make you whatever.
For sure, but for somebody like you, what I wonder is you seem like really chill and relaxed and just like a happy-go-lucky guy. And obviously you look dead serious too, though. So
Right.
I get that, but how much do you think that you let it inspire you, like your hate, not your hate, but you know what I'm saying, that when people piss you off or something, do you let that, I mean, of course you would use it,
Right.
but how much do you think it really happens?
I personally, I'm not a big. I don't read comments or I don't get my fuel from people like talking shit on me or people don't liking me.
Yeah.
For me, my fuel comes out of discipline. Like, I know how hard I work for it, and I know how much I kind of like stay away from the things that could hurt me, like going to a party or eating shit food or staying out late doing whatever.
The stupid shit.
I
yeah.
try to like be very focused and sacrifice based, and I let that fuel me. And then, but don't get me wrong, that I don't read a comment and be like, oh, fuck you too. That doesn't mean if I'm walking on the street and someone told me fuck you, I'm not gonna beat the fuck out of you. Because
You are or you're not?
I am.
That's what I was wondering.
I'm that person. Like, if you online tell me like, hey, fuck your mother, I'm like, have no feeling on me. Like, even if it's my own people from back home saying something negative because whatever, I'm like, cool, dude. The way I see it is like, I work so hard to be where I am that I realized that, let's say you do one horrible batch.
Uh-huh.
I won't go online after 100 times I say I love Water Boys.
Uh-huh.
I won't be, this sucks. because one was bad.
Yeah.
Because it's life. And because I know how hard it was for me to be where I am right now.
Yeah.
If I'm a nobody and I will never achieve nothing and I'm not trying to achieve something, I would say that suck, you suck. But it's
Yeah.
because you are speaking
A limited perspective.
to a mirror. You're talking to a mirror.
Yeah.
You're spitting your own shit, your own
Yeah.
poison. But that's
Man, I can imagine all the shit you've read, and you know what I'm saying, and have to just look at like motherfucker.
I'm like, fuck. Just because your life is shit,
Oh,
don't go off me because I have one bad night in the office. I still alive. I'm still pushing for my shit. You should get off the couch. Stop eating.
I think most people know anybody that's a championship level fighter is there for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They
No,
can't say
well,
too much about
but-
that. But there are those people out there that are just.
But you know that because you're doing something big too. Like you're not just a fucking guy off the street smoking crack. You know what's up. you work hard. That's what like, it doesn't bug me out when someone talks shit because I'm like,
They obviously don't.
and
know
the
nothing.
fact of me replying to you, that's a win for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
for
So it's
sure.
like, that's why I don't even go on comments.
Yeah.
Like here and there, I check. I see the homie saying "fuck yeah," and then I remember I have that homie. I'm like, "Yo, how you been, bro?" But something like things like for me is more like that. I get to remember. Oh shit! I haven't talked to this guy in a few months. I'm like, "Yo, what's up, bro? I saw your comment. I haven't seen you in a while. How you been?"
Yeah.
But like, I know guys that they go comment for comment, and there's like 20 people saying that they love you, and one guy
Fighters
saying,
that do this?
I know fighters, yes, I know a bunch, but even personal friends or just other people,
Oh yeah.
they are on the comment section. I'm like, dude, that's not healthy for you.
Yeah.
I have put people on the mindset I am, and they go like, dude, you don't know how common I am. I'm like, of course. The fact that you're reading a comment of an account that says XXX
Yeah.
that 12, that person, it's probably a kid in Louisiana talking shit and laughing that you're mad at him. And he's
Oh.
probably just, he don't even mean it. You're going through all this fucking moving your head. I'm like, it's fucking. If your dad texts you like, hey, I feel you're doing this bad, maybe listen to that. But some fucking random IG tell you, I'm like, don't ever do that.
Yeah.
Be cool about it.
Yeah.
And the fact that someone is talking shit probably means you're doing fucking good.
Oh yeah.
Probably 20, nice, loving comments that you could be responding to. in front of
Exactly.
that hateful
Why
one.
focus
That
on
too.
why focus on
Why
the
feed
one
into
negative?
that?
I think that's the one thing I would say I love about myself. I don't give a fuck about public opinion. I'm just like, this is who I am. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you really like someone, you're not trying to change the person. You like the person with the good and the bad. Because we all have good and
Yeah.
bad. So you just love people how they are.
I mean, you not just that, but people that are taking in, sports, whatever media. That's to be expected of most people. You know what I'm saying? Is to be a fair weather fan,
Right.
and you know what I'm saying. And the diehards, you got your diehards, and that's like hell
Bro, I
yeah.
got people that go to war for me in the comment
Oh, for
section. And it's
sure.
funny.
That's
dude.
dope.
Sometimes I want to text him. I'm like, yo, don't waste your time with that fucking scumbag.
But thank you. Same
But
time.
that's cool. But dude, sometimes I open and see like 40 comments. I'm like, I haven't posted in like 2 weeks. Why I have 40
What's
comments?
happening?
And it's like, just 2 guys went to fuck you, you fucking piece of
What's
shit.
cool though is that just generates extra shit on your shit. If that's on your shit you're talking about.
Yeah, like sometimes I would open IG and I haven't posted like in 4 or 5 days, and then one photo you just have like 50 comments, and I go like, and it's just these 2 guys going bah, 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 bah. And I'm like, oh my god.
Why do people hate on you? What are they? What's the problem? Like, what's their? Is it just trolls? You think, or
I think it's just trolls. I don't think
Like you said, they're talking to themselves in the mirror.
Yeah,
They're really
I don't.
mad at themselves.
But I honestly,
mad at themselves, yeah.
I don't get a lot of even if I go and check photo by photo,
I feel like you're super liked.
I don't have that problem. But I'm just speaking in general.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when people is always looking on comments.
Yeah, we get hate every once in a while. We got a question like, did we do something wrong? What's happening?
Yeah, but like even like for like that, I think the best is because it's social media.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
your true friend will be like, yo, I think the color on the yard's gotta be a little more brighter or less. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your homie will text you. Like the people that love you will like tell you what's up.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's what like looking for approbation online is not good.
Oh no.
Like I wasn't going like I have a lot of that. I was speaking in general.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. I feel you.
But if it's face to face, then you might get a slap.
Can't fighters get in more trouble though for getting in fights outside of the?
If I started, yeah.
Oh, but if you defend, you're all good.
These days, there's fucking everybody's filming. Look, we got 5 cameras here.
Yeah.
So like, if you push me and I fucking put you out, then judge is gonna be Mr. Vera. Go on,
You're
sir.
good. You're good.
But like even like that fighter, Joe Shieldens, he was in a bar in somewhere, and he was walking from the restroom towards his table, and someone was filming, and this dorky looking, short and chubby guy, kind of like was like just being very aggressive, like almost like shadow boxing in the middle of nowhere. And then when this kickboxer, which is a really high level kickboxer, walked behind him, he kind of like bumped him back.
And he turned and he fucking popped him.
And this guy is, I know, like I don't know him personally, but I know of him. He's like a real fighter.
Yeah.
He just fucking went, pop pop. Bro, that fucking
And the
went
dude claps,
out
right? This is a
cold.
popular clip, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I've seen
you
it.
have seen that one.
Yeah.
And then I like this guy. This guy makes me want to smoke more.
That's the whole point, yeah.
And the judge find him not guilty.
Yeah.
You find it? Oh, that's something behind there.
I haven't
See.
seen it, so this is.
Yeah, it's pretty vicious.
So so he see him walking by.
This motherfucker's just big as fuck.
He's huge, bro.
He turns
And then
on
he
like,
says
what?
something, and look, pop pop.
Oh man!
Yeah, it's
I mean,
Comes courtesy.
just like, jeez.
Macho almost dismissively called Schilling
That was insane. He just hit him with 2 mean ones and walked away.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but like it's like because that other guy knew that was a fighter. He probably
He
didn't-
knew?
I guarantee you, he knew.
Even if he didn't, that motherfucker was so
He
big.
knows now.
But that's the thing. If you're that other guy, you know your fucking size. Unless you're a jiu-jitsu black belt and you box like a motherfucker. In that size, I'm like, okay, you can fight anyone in the street.
Yeah.
But that guy is probably a guy that thinks he can just walk through people and be like, fuck you. Because guys like that probably have never dealt with consequences.
He might have just been too drunk.
I don't,
Yes,
bro. I've been
never know.
around drunk people. I think like people like I have experience. I had my ass kicked by another kid because I was being a fucking asshole. I was bugging you. Oh, I was picking on you.
Yeah,
The other guy just went, okay, boom, boom. I went like, whoa. And sometimes you just get like, you don't know how to react because the other guy just jumped and you go like, I deserve that first. Second, he let me know what's up.
Yeah.
As a kid, I experienced that.
Yeah.
But there's people that put it like that. How many people have never experienced something like that? And they just think like that would never happen.
Yeah, never had any real physical fight
And
like
if you're
that, yeah.
calm, if you're just, a monk, you don't fuck with people, you're chill. People like that it's okay for them to never have an experience. But there's people out there that have never been justice, and then they just act like they can just do a lot.
Yeah.
And that guy seems like one of those guys to me. I don't
He
know.
just skipped by having a bully. He might not have had a bully at his school or something, you know.
Yeah.
I had a bully in almost every single grade that I can think of, up to
Picking
at
on
least
you?
6th or 7th grade. Not directly, but I usually had an interaction with one of them, yeah. Almost every single year, you know what I'm saying? There was a dude in like 1st grade or something, ran up behind me with the fucking rubber band, did the fucking pow right in my eyes, like, chase him. He was fast as fuck, couldn't catch him. It was like, son of a bitch.
I
Fucking-
was a little bit of both, but I was so little.
I did this shit like what you're talking about, where I fucking, be fucking with somebody or something. Do the ruler. Do you ever do the ruler and you get it all hot and you fucking put it on and then you fucking,
No, I will hit you with the ruler in the back of the neck.
Yeah,
That
some
was-
stupid shit, yeah.
I hit it. I hit one of my best friends like that, and that shit burns.
Oh, yeah.
He followed me and beat the fuck out of me. Like I was like, okay, you're the one guy I won't bug, but I was extremely high energy, so I would have picked on a lot of people, but
Yeah.
I wasn't I thought just because I was funny and little, I thought I would get away with it. And most of those guys kick my ass. And they just let me know, like, hey, dude, don't fuck with me. I'm not that guy. And I was like, okay, dude.
All right, I thought it was cool because
I thought it was cool because I'm the little guy in the room. So like at least I feel like every time I fucking did something stupid, I feel like pay for it. Like I got my ass kicked multiple times in high school. And like my brother won't even defend me because he's like, dude, they told me what happened. You deserve that. You were picking on that guy. You thought you could beat him. Then you guys fought, and his brother came and kicked your ass. So now deal with the consequences. I was like, okay, fair enough. But I feel like when you pay for the price of the bullshit you do, you don't.
Oh yeah.
You don't repeat those mistakes on the streets. Like,
any retribution that I got for people fucking with me, sometimes it's that weird. Like, what did I do? And then I've eventually come around, like you're saying, like I guess I did sort of deserve that. I was fucking with them. If somebody was fucking with me, I get pissed.
You just get what you pay for. Oh, this thing, I put 500. Since this same 500.
But yeah, that definitely probably kept me from lipping off or getting too crazy to somebody for
exactly. You
know
learn. I mean,
young,
you're like, okay, I'm not gonna fucking fuck with this guy because last time I attempt to do that, I get my ass whooped. I feel like that's what I said like to other parents. I'm like, you don't need your kid to be a fighter, but just throw them on like some sort of like karate or taekwondo because they're probably not gonna be a badass fighter, but they're gonna learn discipline. Like,
yeah,
and if they know the
some
basics,
sort of,
discipline, you're better than 95% of the world, right?
I mean, some sort of challenge as a kid, because if not, I mean, and at the moment it's like, you know, 3 potheads talking about discipline. That's what people don't get. That's a small difference. Like, it's still till today people miscommunicate with that. I'm like, God, that shit got nothing to do. I'm doing 10 miles at minimum after this. So don't fucking tell me about discipline and weed.
Oh yeah.
But kids need to realize that they gotta do something growing up. If they just still at home, it's not good.
You got some kids, right?
Huh?
You got some kids?
Three.
Three. Holy
3 kids.
shit!
You guys have kids?
I got one.
He's
yeah.
got one, yeah.
He's,
How old?
He's almost 21.
Oh shit! He's almost my age.
Yeah.
We are only what? 10 years?
About 10
years.
Yeah, about 11 years.
Shit. How old are you? You can be my dad too?
I'm 40. No, I'm 42.
Okay, you were half.
So I think
10.
Yeah, 10. So you're right in the middle of me and my son. Yeah. How old are your kids?
My oldest is 13. My son in the middle, he's 9, and my little baby, she's 6.
Okay. You going more?
No, that's it. This thing is not helping me.
Oh, you forgot your cap? Like, it's not here?
I mean, I still throwing something.
You should let him rip off this one.
Oh no, I keep my baby one here.
Oh, this you can do it
He's
sort of like
already
that.
did that.
I become so good at handling this one that I don't.
I know the feeling. Yeah, that's why I just
Yeah,
use
once
puff
you got
coat mostly.
yours.
With the cap, it goes.
Crazy.
It throws heavy, but I was in a rush at home. I was like, I don't want to be late.
That's my fault. I was early.
No, you were a good time. I was like, I came here early, did something, and then my wife asked me like, hey, can you bring some ice cream for the kids? And I had like 25 minutes, and I just went, woo, get some ice cream, drop them off, come back. And I grab everything. I never bring this here. It's just because of you guys I brought it.
Man.
So I seen the interview you were talking about. You're planning on going to about 37ish.
Yes, I want to fight till I think between 37 and 38. It's when I say goodbye to the sport. And that's like that. I can go pretty hard these 5 years, and just do everything to conquer and be a world champion. And after that, just be
What
happy.
What do you think you'd be trying to do after that? Maybe just run the podcast?
I mean, this is easy.
Voice actor.
Voice acting, of course.
Voice acting. This. I already do commentary for the UFC.
You do?
Yeah, in
I didn't
Spanish.
see that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep on doing that. I definitely won't coach people.
You won't?
No,
Why is that?
I don't.
It's not your thing?
It's not my thing. I wanna train for fun, but I don't wanna. I don't think I have that skill. I think you need to be passionate about teaching, and I feel like something inside your ego is like, if I teach you this and you go and do it and perform, I'm gonna be happy. You know, like I don't have that. I don't give a fuck if I.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I don't have that on me. Like the best coaches in the world, they probably are so proud of like we drilled this punch and you fucking knock the fuck out of the guy. I don't have that on me.
Well, that's... Yeah. I could understand why you definitely wouldn't necessarily at this point, because you're just
Right.
on you.
No, but I got fighters friends that they're great coaches. Dude. Like I'm like, yo,
Are they as good fighters, do you think?
yeah, some of them they are
Okay.
really good fighters, and sometimes they just come like they're able to teach classes. I'm be like, okay guys, so, let's see, coach is sick. One of the fighters get up and be like, okay, this is what we're doing today. I can do that. If coach is sick, I know what to do. I can either go lift weights, I can go for a run, I can hit the bag, I can do the drills he teach me, do it on my own, like kind of like
Mm-hmm.
pimping on the ropes and shit like that. But I fucking hate teaching. Yeah,
You've done it before, though, obviously.
I have, yeah, like I'm like someone like hey, like, can you run practice? And I was like, but I don't enjoy it.
Do you use like a trainer or coach most days that you train, or...
Well, my head coach Parillo, I see him every morning. I see him every day.
Okay.
We do either boxing or meets or sparring in the morning or back work, and then every afternoon I wrestle, lift, or grapple. So like
Yeah.
I would say like Mondays and Fridays I lift, then Tuesday and Thursday I grapple, and I add like a wrestling day.
And none of that you use anybody?
Coaches, yeah, no, I have.
The coaches are
I have
sitting there,
a
okay.
wrestling coach, a jiu-jitsu coach, a conditioning coach, and I see them all during the week.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then once I have a fight, I'm able to tell coach like, hey, tell me the main days with you, so I can tell them I'm gonna work with you in opposite days.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, sometimes the conditioning coach is like, he trying to help like with, he's like, do all the hard work, and then once you have that scale, I tell you what will be best to lift before or after that. Like, I mean, I just try to communicate as much as I can so everybody's on a similar page.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, I feel like if I'm gonna spar really hard, sometimes that day I put too hard practices. I spar really hard and either wrestle heavy or lift weights, and then the next day I'm gonna be pretty beat up. The next day I do like some meets or a lot of drilling, and at night I would do like some sort of recovery, sun or ice. Then the next day I ramp up a little more. So I feel like I'm just talking about my personal experience.
Yeah,
Like, MMA haven't get to the point that it's, you know, in other sports it's like very the same. Like NFL guys, they all do the same sprint, these type of drills, and there's like
Yeah.
a set training for most teams.
Yeah, yeah.
For MMA, it's still a freestyle. Like it's still
Yeah.
not like something like someone have figured it out. This is how.
Oh, it's just ever evolving for
Like
sure.
I know
yeah.
a few soccer players, and I ask them about training, and they have been in professional practice, and you know they pass the ball to each other, pass, hit it to the goalie, but it's almost like a set practice for some sports.
Yeah, yeah.
For fighting, it's like what you do more, you grapple more, you punch more.
Well, technically, there's damn near infinite moves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, and infinite setups or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, you could be basically learning forever.
Yeah,
damn
like
near,
basketball is like, you know, you drill the
trying.
left, the right.
You
but
might
it's-
do, work on some passing drills and shit like
dribble and
that.
shit,
Yeah.
but I feel like fighting is very wild. Like it's not like I can do every camp different, and it won't hurt me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it may help you.
That's why like I
reality,
do,
yeah.
change things a little bit around. Like sometimes I experiment like I don't know, with like grapple more or only grapple these positions. Like, what are the main positions, right? Against the cage, sit down in the cage, on your force against the cage.
Yeah.
Because in the middle of the cage,
Does that shit get claustrophobic?
you don't get claustrophobic with it, but sometimes it's just like, sometimes you're trapped in a weird position that
Yeah.
there's no real power that you have to explode to a neutral position to kind of fucking escape later. So
Yeah.
it is kind of like tricky sometimes.
I imagine,
I'm
dude.
sure it gets tricky all
You know
the
what I'm
time.
saying? Like,
It feels weird watching it sometimes. You're like, God, dude. Like,
yeah, he's
fuck.
stuck.
like sometimes I like coaches scream, "Come on, get up!" and you're like this
What the fuck?
on your back. I'm like, I don't know how to get the fuck up.
Yeah,
Right
that's a
now.
good idea, man. I'm trying.
Like what I like about my coach is like, even if I'm doing everything wrong or the fight's not going my way, he's calm. He's like, come on, I know that's a fucked up position right there, but give me some explosion, hold the neck, and then because I do commentary, I get to hear a lot of coaches, and some coaches like, come on, motherfucker. I'm like, dude, that guy's already on a lot of stress, and you're telling him to go fuck himself right now.
To the fire?
Yeah, like, because some coaches think like if they insult you, come on, motherfucker,
It gets you
wanna
more
know
worked
that
up.
bitch. Yeah, I get it. If you're from the streets, you can get pumped out like a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm a dick. Like in between rounds, if my opponent wanna like shake hands, I kind of like spit on the ground and say like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Like, I wanna kill you right now. But I think that's the right way to do it. But then my coach came and he's like, "Okay, that was good. I think we can do this better. Hey, move. Keep your hands up. Every time you're against the fence, he's shooting. So stay away from the fence." So like little things that actually matters. Like for example, let's say I got taken down 2 times. For example, if you get taken down in the open and in the fence, then you need to work on wrestling.
Yeah.
But most of the times, you get only taken down in some set of positions, either against the fence or in the open.
Okay.
Because some people got better defense against the wall, some people got better defense in the open.
Yeah, they get scared if they get back in the cage. Don't know
So
what to do.
a good coach will be like, hey, you are only getting in trouble when your back is in the fence. So now take the center, go forward and kick his ass. And when you listen to that, one of my best performances have come. And then sometimes you go like, hey, I know what you're saying. This fucking guy is just better than me, and he keep putting me in that same position.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
now I need to like just fight my ass off, and who knows? Maybe you say fuck this, and you went apeshit, and you knock him out.
Yeah. Go Chris Lieben out there.
I have been I have been in both sides of that sword. I've been like
on both sides. Of that
I've been like I'm getting control and I don't know what to do, and then boom, I'm like, oh, piss, you're gone. Or the other one is like neither one found, like we just like looking at each other kind of like, okay, who goes first? So fighting is crazy because you almost like you never know where it's gonna go.
Oh, for sure. Especially at the lighter weights, you guys are throwing so fast. It's
Dude,
like, what
and
the
the
hell's happening?
scrambles is
Oh, wait,
like-
what just happened? Yeah, you guys.
You
are,
get crazy. You get definitely crazy out there.
that's almost why I would think it would be hard to even give like some of the lighter weights advice, because you guys are moving so fast. It's like
And it's so much.
you're
more
not
annoying.
even seeing half the shit that's really happening in that fight. You know
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
sometimes
If
some guy
you're,
goes like from 2 punches to a takedown, you defend to the body lock to fucking clinch, and then we're all getting in the open.
yeah.
That's why cardio is very important.
Do you ever get very gassed at the end, or are you pretty good most time?
I mean, at the end, if you really gas, it's either you give it all, which even if you have a good gas tank, you're gonna get tired, because there's fights that I've been like, but if I tell you to watch them, we fucking went to a dog fight. It was a fucking bloody bath. Those ones, I get it. But if you have a really good gas tank and you're in control of your emotions, dude, there's fights that I knock the guy in the 3rd round and I'm not even sweating.
That's wild.
There's weird fights that I'm like, why am I so dry? And then I think about it. Because my conditioning is so good that my heart rate going really high, I can keep my temperature down.
That's
Because
that's
it's all
awesome.
the
Crazy.
what's the name of this thing? My one of the guys that advised me for the sauna was telling me, like, that's why doing like big rounds in the sauna is good to learn how to.
Big runs in the sauna?
No.
Big
Big rounds.
Oh, big rounds.
So when you stay in the sauna for a few rounds, you know, you can increase your testosterone and shit like that because
Really?
you go into, you know, a doctor will explain this better. I listen to a lot of these people like Dr. Rhonda Patrick or Huberman, and they speak about the protocols. Like Rhonda was saying that 3 rounds of 15 minutes at 190 with 30 minutes in between each round. She said the number, like you get like this amount of release on growth hormone.
Nice.
Because your body goes in panic mode. So I'm guessing all these cells are going to work because you're burning, and then when you get used to that amount of time in the heat, your what's the name of this, mitochondria? No,
Probably not.
I'm confusing Spanish with English with this specific one.
What is that?
Your core temperature. There's a name for that? Yeah, when
I think that is the name for it, core temperature, yeah.
yeah, when your body cool down on its own, it's better.
Oh, yeah.
Like your body learn how to cool down, and that's how you recover faster. So like after a long run, I jump in the sauna to maintain the heart rate going.
Yeah.
So like, you know, it's a muscle. So
It's still trying to cool
it's still
itself down.
pumping,
yeah.
cool down. So by the time I'm in a fight and something crazy happened in a scramble, some shit like that, the other guy goes like, okay, and you go, oh, I'm not even breathing.
Yeah.
But that's why cardio is so important.
Oh, yeah.
It's so important. I mean, I think it's the most important.
I mean, if you run out of gas, you know, yeah, and they start smothering you, yeah, that's crazy.
Mikey just texted me. He's not coming.
No, Mikey.
And what's next for you guys?
Mainly this Hash
Cowboy,
Cowboy.
the album, the TV show, the musical.
How
Yeah.
many people is in the on the music side?
As far as, you know, our specific group, it's me and him. And then, you know, we have an engineer that we work with, a couple engineers that we work with, you know, in different
Couple different
times.
producers
Sometimes
we
I'll
work
do
with.
a lot of the stuff myself. And then as far as people like Cali, you know, he's a water boy, but he's not
He's his own
technically,
rapper.
he's his own thing as well. So as the crew, I mean, infinite the way we see it, you know what I'm saying?
You ever trying to build that multiverse?
That multiverse, you know,
Going
we
to
want to
the
get you in
multiverse.
there.
Fuck, that'd be sick. I mean, I really like when you sent me the character, I was like, that's a cool looking,
Yeah,
that's a cool looking guy.
I was stoked when I got it. I was like, okay, I think I got this.
Yeah, that's sick. I'm gonna be a bad guy or a good guy?
So he's
or a decent guy.
he's as of right now, the way we're figuring it, he's got a gang, but he's kind of like Robin Hood, but for
For the
Turks.
hashless. He takes from those with hash and gives
steals
to
the hash, and yeah, gives to the hashless.
That's sick.
So yeah,
I'm gonna be in a horse or in a car.
a horse.
Oh, I'm in a horse.
You're gonna have a horse, yeah.
Oh, like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's a donkey.
That's a donkey,
can
boy.
give you a donkey if you want.
We can make it a donkey. Your gang could have donkeys if you wanted to.
I mean, if you make it a dog, it would be fun as fuck.
That would be
In
kinda
Ecuador,
funny.
like, that's the animal that in every country.
It's gotta be a donkey then.
Yeah,
like it.
now you make it a donkey.
Oh yeah.
Look how big he is on the donkey.
I was
You
I
gotta
wa-
use that for reference.
the funny part is I was talking to
Oh,
my
yeah.
manager on that. I was in a call with my manager.
Use my torch if you want.
I think it should be it. Let me see. Oh, no, you guys.
What weight do you walk around at usually?
I stay like around 155, between
Okay.
155 and 157.
Okay.
If I pass that, which rarely happen, I will do like a 3 or 4 day water fast.
Okay. You do you do any fruit fasting?
No, I haven't do fruit fasting. Because I feel if I eat a bowl of fruit, I'm gonna eat a steak after.
You don't want a steak?
Yeah, because
That's why you just fight past that and you do the whole fast. Though, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You just like,
pretty much, because I feel if I do like, let's say I do a fruit fast
Uh-huh.
and I only eat fruit, a fruit will fill me up. So after that, I need to be extremely hungry. It's weird to be able
No,
to
I
deal
know.
with it. Because a friend
I know
also told
about
me
it
like
because you
should
got to
try
break into the fast. I know.
A friend
Yeah.
told me like you should try a juice fast, and I'm like, if I put
Here-
any real food,
Here's the thing, though. So when you're doing a fast with like some fruits or something, it's easier to break into the fast. If you're doing it with meat or even certain types of vegetables that don't break down as easy, breaking into that fast is like it feels
Got it.
like But if it's like off some fruit, it's like way more. Especially if you do like a couple day and you get a lot of the stuff out of you. By the time you eat and then it like transition to a fast, it's way more smooth than
I didn't.
that.
Okay, because what I do is like I do 3 days
of water fasting.
of just water and coffee, and dude, the energy, I feel like I'm like packing energy pretty heavily. Like I feel like full of energy.
How hard do you go exercising when you do that?
I
training?
started on a Friday night, and then I don't train really on Saturday and Sunday.
So you just use those days, yeah.
Like I will go for like my long runs and shit, but I can do it on a fast.
Yeah. I can do a little bit of exercise on
like
fast.
normally
for
I
sure.
start on a Friday after my sparring in the morning, and then I eat like a big steak with a full avocado to recover from the sparring, and then that's like noon. So Saturday at noon is one day, Sunday at noon the second day, Monday at noon. I only have one practice at 10 a.m. So it's only one practice really fully fast, and then I go to the next day. Because if I run big on Sunday, I'm gonna only have one session on Monday. So it doesn't really hurt me much, unless one time. I mean, this doesn't happen often. One time on a Monday, my coach had a guy ready for sparring,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Fuck, I'm almost a 3-day fast," but it's not like it was bad.
It just
But
sucked
it's
a little
definitely
bit.
it sucks more because you're like fully dry. But actually, I felt good, which is crazy.
I was gonna say, in that same way you're using the sauna, man, that's an extra training.
Exactly.
tactic.
Like I felt like my energy level was pretty high. I didn't had like much strength, but it's because calorie deficit.
Yeah.
But I feel good. I was like mentally sharp.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't able to
On
get
point.
really physical, but I was able to like pimp a lot, like punch, move, kick really hard, get the fuck out of there. But I
Yeah.
tried to avoid the grappling because I felt like I was a little like weak.
Okay. Yeah. So you were talking about mushrooms earlier. Did you ever microdose those like on regular, or you usually just do the like 0.4 type stuff?
No, I do like during the week, like in the morning, I would do like a 0.2. I would do like 5 days on, few days off, to don't get used to.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I do skipping a day, but I try to like get distance in between so it doesn't. So it's always beneficial. It's always like I get to absorb it, because I feel if you do it every day the rest of your life.
When you do, are you trying to feel something when you do, or are you just trying to do small enough amounts where it's just like, I know something's happening, but it's not really?
I like to feel a little bit, and sometimes
Okay.
0.2 right before breakfast, it kind of like pushes it down. And it's weird, when I eat a steak on a mushroom, it magnifies it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like there's like I've been doing it for
Cubensis, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but the steak make it like go a little harder than.
Because you were getting it from the cow shit and then the cow meat and then
Yeah, maybe they meet up in the middle.
they meet up in the middle.
It's like, Mom, I'm here.
Mom,
Oh, no.
Mom,
Back.
you just get eat again? Yeah, but like meat magnified and sometimes I don't feel nothing, and I feel like when you don't feel nothing, I also feel like that could be just because I didn't need it or because
Yeah.
my brain was fully healed or and when that happened, if I take when I don't feel nothing, I stop for like a few days.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But if I take one cup and I get a little like buzz of it, I feel like my body is using the medicine.
Yeah, I know about it. Yeah, you ever mess with LSD or acid, whatever, microdosing?
But I know a friend that had that, but because I get tested for a fight,
Oh, they can test for that.
they can test for that. But what about if that's contaminated or it's done in a factory
Oh, for sure,
that
yeah,
they deal
yeah.
with GNC products? You know what I'm saying? I'm just being paranoid, but I don't know. Anything made on a lab, I try to.
It's scary.
For me, like
It's
if
scary,
once
yeah.
you don't get tested, you don't think like that. But if I have a headache and you give an Advil, I send a photo to these people and be like, "Hey, can I take this?" They say yes.
Yeah. With
So-
that, you have no clue. And
With
you
that,
don't
you
even know
have
if
no
it's
clue.
dosed right. It's been a while since I messed, but I used to microdose every day.
I smoked
For a couple
DMT a
years
while
at a time.
I was
ago.
gonna ask, have
and-
you smoked DMT?
Went out there. Oh yeah,
My grandfather was throwing stars at me.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's tight.
and I was like dodging them. It was a good experience.
I had one. I went to a place. The best way I can explain it is like an Alex Gray painting where you see the heads in there, but they're all fractalized, made out of all different things. I was basically in that realm. And this face came out and was talking to me, but like not talking to me. You know what I'm saying? It was like just communicating. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I was like trying to adjust. I felt like, oh, I need to be better. You know what I'm saying? I'm in like a holy place.
I mean, there's
And
a reason God put those plants in the ground. Like,
yeah. Some people argue that it's the demons. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
But
but
Those people might have problems.
well,
may.
how you
I
prove
don't
that? How you prove that?
For me, I always.
No one can prove it's either good or bad.
Oh,
But there's a reason
there's
it's
some
there.
of us that know though that it's all good, and so it's how you take it. You know what I'm saying? When you're on that.
If you put the right intention and you're with the right people and you're not just doing it to get high, it's good.
I mean, theoretically, everything's purposeful.
Yeah, I see
I
that.
want to say, believe, but it's once you understand it, the whole oneness of everything and what it is, it's kind of like all really locks together.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, it's crazy because we're at a time where a lot of people know about this. Joe Rogan's comedy special, he was talking about the being one and knowing that one person, that one being is having all these experiences as us. It's it's in a mainstream. It's crazy how spiritually awake a lot of our materialistic culture is. It's wild. We're in a wild experience right now.
That's what you gotta just stay back on the roots and just keep on the good path.
Yeah, I got my own spiritual practices and whatnot, but I recognize, not everybody's really interested in certain aspects of, I guess, of pursuance or whatever, if that makes sense, of what they're interested in, So for me, if I didn't have my spiritual practices and whatnot, there's a lot less satisfaction in life.
True.
It's almost kind of like with hash. I quit smoking hash for 3 years when I went to go out and tour and shit, and it was all good. Life wasn't bad, but it wasn't near as cool as
When you were on it.
yeah
It's
when I had weed and when I was smoking. It's not like I get high all the time. I would say every day, but not all day long. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, it just wasn't as cool.
Everything on measure is good.
Every what?
Everything on a good measure is good. Too much of anything is bad for you.
Yeah, but for everybody it's different. This guy, he's he goes hard, but he gets mad shit done. He's a powerhouse, so everybody's
Everybody's different.
Exactly.
Everybody
Yeah.
handled some things different, but it is what it is, I guess.
Oh yeah.
It's all good. Well, it's been a pleasure, guys.
Oh yeah.
My pleasure. Too,
I really
man.
appreciate
Thanks
you
for
guys
having
coming
us.
by,
Yeah, thanks for having us.
and thanks for the goods in here.
Oh yeah.
Johnny, you want to take a dab?
He's ready.
Come on, Johnny.